Manga-Waido.
My name is Satoshi. My family and I get along great. My father's kind and my mother is an excellent cook. More than anything, I loved my brother, Seiya. I loved my whole family.
Come on, let's go play hide and seek. Alright, I'm gonna catch you.
We didn't care where we were. We were always playing. However, those happy days would come to an abrupt end. One day, my parents were hit by a car that ran a red light, and they got killed. At the time, I was in high school and Seiya was in middle school. We had cried day in and day out from the sudden event, but we couldn't just keep crying. I'll protect you. Don't worry. We got this. Yeah, let's work hard, bro. It was just us, but our relatives helped us out, and we continued our lives. I went to my part-time job while going to school. The one time I could relax was when I could work on electrical parts in my father's room. My father was a factory engineer, and he would take me to the robot exhibits twice a year. That was probably why I really enjoyed robotics. What are you doing in Dad's room? I was finishing up the homemade robot that Dad was making. He always finished those so quickly. I guess you can't fight blood. Seiya also loved robotics. We had talked about each other's dreams to work in robotics. I wanted to go to college, but there was no way that both of us could go. I had to use the insurance and savings money to survive. My relatives had helped too, but there was no way I could ask for both of us to go to college. I would be lying if I said I didn't have any hesitation. But this is all for Seiya. I gave up on college and found a job at a factory that had decent pay for someone out of high school. You really found employment at a factory? You wanted to work in robotics, though! It's fine. I can't just keep relying on relatives, right? Besides, the factory makes robot parts, so I think eventually I might be able to branch out. Really? Yeah. They make arm parts and screws for joints. I couldn't give up working around robots. Wow, you really are incredible. You got this, bro. I'm going to keep studying hard. All right. You make our dreams come true. I went to my company dorms, and we started living separately. I worked hard to stop relying so much on my relatives, but I would stay in contact and talk about our current status. I wasn't lonely. Seiya had studied hard and was able to get into the uni he wanted to. I'm so glad. Thank God. When I heard about his acceptance, I cried alone. Afterwards, Seiya would occasionally invite me out for food. Hey! There was a nice yakiniku place right next door. I think you'd love it. Really? Nice! Meat! I haven't had meat in a while. Okay, I'll go. I'm buying. Really? Wow, look at the real adult. I'll be waiting. Let me know when you're off. Yeah, I'll message you. He lost his parents when he was in middle school. He'd grown up so well. A few years later, he graduated college. He had an interest in AI communication robots and started working in a company that was involved in development of AI communication. Everything is going well for Seiya. I'm so glad I let him go for our dreams. It wasn't just Seiya. My job was going well too. I just graduated high school, but they appreciated my skill and they started assigning me various responsibilities. For a while, nothing happened, and we kept doing our thing, when suddenly, Seiya messaged me. Long time no talk. Sorry I hadn't messaged you recently. Work has been crazy. You and me both. What's up? I have someone I want you to meet. Do you have time? Of course. Who is it? I'm planning on marrying this person. Wow! Congratulations! I remember that little Seiya talking about how he wanted to play hide and seek, and he wants to get married before me. I was happy and a little sad, but went to see her. At the restaurant, there was a very classy-looking lady in expensive clothes next to him. Her name was Mariko Matsumoto. I felt a little relieved that she wasn't all uptight, like her clothes would suggest.
You're not very much like Seiya, huh? I've heard a lot from him, so I was just a little surprised.
Oh, what did you imagine?
A little more clean-cut and someone who combs their hair every day.
That's what you imagined? What are you telling her, Seiya? But then, things started getting a little weird when we were talking about my education.
By the way, what college do you attend?
I didn't go to college. I started working out of high school.
What? High school?
Yeah. Is that a problem?
Ew.
What?
I said ew, lol. A high school graduate?
What?
I know some people graduate and specialize their work, but where do you work again?
At a factory.
You work at a factory and you graduated high school? Aren't you ashamed?
What? I held back my anger. My brother should cover for me. But he had smirked and also dropped his bombs. Right? I thought the same thing. What?
Right? I don't think you'd be able to comprehend these numbers. I make at least 80K a year. It's far from something that someone like you could make.
It feels like we live a world apart now.
Seriously. So I'm sorry, but you can lie about being sick or something and not show up. We're going to be embarrassed by you.
Yeah, don't show up. I was so shocked by what was going on that I couldn't say anything back. Whatever. This dumb bitch can say what she wants, but Seiya? I had worked that hard for this? I just didn't care anymore. Okay. I just left. 3 months later, it was when my family got together for my parents' passing anniversary. I was running around for preparations, but my brother showed up 2 hours earlier, with the lady in tow. He didn't seem sad or anything, and looked like he was a guest. Just as I thought he was getting bored, he made his way to me. Thanks for letting us know you won't go to our wedding. By the way, unlike you, I actually went to college, so my CEO likes me. He even said, let me attend your wedding. He's definitely got plans for me. I was past angry. I didn't say anything. I was done with him. I ignored him throughout the whole ceremony, and I was spending my day as usual the day of the wedding. My brother showed up 2 days after the wedding. Bro! What are you doing here? I'm sorry! I was wrong! I'm so sorry for what I've done to you! Okay. You're my family! Please! Can you talk to my boss? I know why he's acting like this. I had someone who worked in Seiya's company, and he told me what happened. It was when he went to go say congrats to them. He found the secretary. She started talking with no emotion in her face.
This is a letter from the CEO.
She read the letter out loud.
I heard from one of our clients that you make fun of your brother. My company has been working with his company since I started. After your brother joined their company, the costs have been kept lower than before, and my company has nothing but gratitude for them. I felt bad, but I cannot go to your wedding since you make fun of your own flesh and blood. I also heard that you were talking about how you are someone's favorite, but I have never felt such a thing. I did say that I wanted to attend your wedding, but it was because you are related to your brother. However, since you are abandoning your brother, I will not attend. P.S. You make fun of high school graduates, but our CFO is actually a high school graduate. Please come to my office the next time you come into work.
They had panicked after hearing the letter. I'm going to be fired!
I already left my job! I need you to work! Do not get fired!
He wanted to go apologize, but she stopped him.
Where are you going? If you go now, what about the party?
They started arguing, so my friend left the room. Afterwards, the party continued, but everyone was nervous the whole time. The bride was upset, the whole groom's side was empty, and the party ended in a very awkward mood. It was quiet, like it was a funeral. Please talk to him and let me keep my job! Both of us regret what we did! Please! You're too late. I don't care about talking to your boss, and I don't need to. Come on! I can't believe the attitude you had while we were at our parents' passing anniversary. I'm tired of you. I don't think you're family anymore. Do something on your own. I left Seiya on the ground outside my door. Afterwards, I talked to my friend at his company, and all of the employees who were high school graduates also started disliking him, considering what he said. He was isolated and he couldn't do his job. He kept making mistakes, but no one would help him because of what he had done. He couldn't stand it and left in 2 months. I feel bad for him, but it was something he brought on himself. I think he learned his lesson. I heard from some relatives that he couldn't find another place of work, even using his educational history. He started working at a factory, the exact place he was making fun of. The wife wouldn't stop spending money like crazy, and she sucked him dry. I don't understand what's going through their heads. I, on the other hand, work hard as usual. I had saved up enough money to go to college, so I think I'll go study robotics, just like I had hoped. I spoke to my boss and coworkers, and they supported the idea, so I was hoping to chase my dreams. Let's get to it.